I feel that I can best tell this true story by reading you an email message that I wrote 5 years ago, nearly to the day, on the 28th of April 2017, to my extraordinary correspondent, Mary Rose Barrington, from whom I've learned so much, and oh so much. I've made some minor changes to hopefully improve the flow. Dear Mary, before I can even start to collate the stories I plan on sharing with you, I'm compelled to write you without delay to describe what happened a couple of days ago. My friend Jackie and I took a road trip up to the far north of the island, La Grande Terre, to visit an old friend at his tourist retreat called Le Relais de Point Gamme. It is a beautiful spot on the beach, isolated from everything. Late Tuesday afternoon we arrived, arranged our stuff in our bungalow, and went for a walk on the deserted beach. That evening, as I was falling asleep, I pondered how the invisible presence that has been hounding me for some time was going to manifest itself next, now that I strongly suspected to what degree it is interactive. Wednesday morning, the day before yesterday, I emerged slowly from sleep in the peaceful setting with only bird song to distract my dreamy wanderings. At some point, the image of a kid's marble came into my mind's eye. Marbles are very ordinary and commonplace. However, one would be hard-pressed to find one here in New Caledonia. Anyway, as I emerged from sleep, I was focusing intensely on this imaginary marble. It was azure blue, the earth from space, with its latticework of white clouds. My mind wandered, and I imagined being able to materialize the marble. Then I started wondering, why shouldn't this be possible, since other things around me seemed to be going and coming into existence? In my waking dream, I figured that if I could do it, anyone could. Then what? So I imagined that the ultimate absurdity would be to make a YouTube video and show people the little Gaia marble and say, if you open your mind, you can manifest this marble from pure thought. Around 7 a.m., I strolled through the trees under bright, dappled sunlight to the dining area, some distance away. Jackie was still asleep. He came and joined me for breakfast. A little later, we were both back in the bungalow and about to head out to visit our friend. As I stepped off the porch in front of the door that opened onto the footpath made from crushed, bleached coral, my eyes locked immediately on the sparkling blue marble right in front of me. Dumbstruck, I picked it up. It was real. I looked at Jackie, who was a few steps ahead of me, having just walked directly over the marble that he shouldn't possibly have not noticed. I was in an altered state. I yelled to Jackie, "You won't believe this!" Jackie turned a bit bewildered and said, "Oh, the marble. I found it just in front of the door as I returned from breakfast and thought how curious that a blue marble should be in front of the door, since I'm sure it wasn't there when I left for breakfast." I was perplexed because the place is deserted. There's absolutely no one around who could have put it there. I don't know why, but I picked it up and then immediately put it back down about a meter to the left and gave it no further thought. This was very curious. His actions were very strange, considering that the chance of finding a marble under these circumstances was approaching zero, especially considering that one could wander the island for decades and never come across a marble. If the marble had been laying there when we first arrived, there's no way we could have missed seeing it on our many comings and goings. In a state of bewilderment, I quickly told Jackie about the question I asked myself before going to sleep, and my morning meditation where I focused on the earth from space, mimicking the famous photo that morphed into the blue marble, and my pipe dream about materializing it. Here I am with a beautiful marble exactly as my mind's eye saw it, that is materialized straight out of my imagination to the finest detail. 5 years ago in 2017, when I wrote the message, I knew little about YouTube, and never in a million years would I have imagined having my own, albeit very modest and unwatched, channel. So this is somewhat of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I had never heard of the term blue marble until now, when I found a Wikipedia entry about the famous photo. Here's what Wikipedia has to say. I quote, "The blue marble is an image of Earth taken on December 7th, 1972, from a distance of about 29,000 kilometers, 18,000 miles from the planet's surface. It was taken by the crew of the Apollo 17 spacecraft on its way to the moon and is one of the most reproduced images in history." You will find Mary Rose Barrington's immensely readable book, Jot, When Things Disappear and Come Back or Relocate, and Why It Really Happens, on Amazon. Thank you for allowing me to share this experience.